Hello Year 7s and welcome to a video demonstration on how to complete your initial ideas page. So you really need to be working with a pencil and a piece of paper. So if you haven't already got one, you need to pause the video now and get one. Okay, so go. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're started. We've got our paper, we've got our pencil, we've got a rubber, amazing. Okay. First things first, I want you to fold your piece of paper in half. Okay, here's we're folding our piece of paper in half, and I'm folding it. You're then going to write your name in the top corner, along with today's date, the date that you are doing this. Then in the top left corner, you're going to write initial idea 1, and below the bent line, initial idea 2. Okay, so the first step in creating initial design ideas is to sketch. So I'm hoping that you practice that little sketching activity that I supplied, and now we're going to get the real deal. So the main point with a sketch is drawing rough lines, which we can then fine-tune into a better outline. Make sure you have got your mood board and your specification in front of you, as this will really help to inspire ideas for your initial design page. So go grab put your mood board on the screen, print it out, put it in front of you, etc. Okay, so this is an example of what your finished product would look like. So you're more than welcome for one of your initial designs to look like this, but during this task I want you to get as creative as possible, as long as you are abiding by the design brief. Okay, so I don't want you to draw a unicorn, I want you to draw a wooden navy battleship toy, but you can design it however you want to, as long as it meets that criteria. So first things first is we're going to do a rough sketch. So I'm going to draw my boat from above. So I'm going to draw it as if I'm looking at it from above. Now this is called a plan view. Okay, P-L-A-N. Now it's also known as a bird's eye view, but in design and technology it is called a plan view. And I want everyone to sketch out their designs in plan view. Okay, so you're more than welcome to do this alongside me. I will pause the video at some point to wait for you. You'll need to pause it too, I guess. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm roughly sketching out the lines. I'm slowly building up my boat design. I'm just going to make it square for now, I think. And now that I've got my rough outline, I kind of want it to be a bit like that, really. I think it looks better, don't you? Yeah, got my rough outline. Here's where your handy rubber comes in. Yeah, I realised I wanted it a bit wider, so I'm just going to rub out those lines. Go back over it, like so. Okay, so that's my basic outline. Now, as you can see here on the demonstration, so this is called a turret, and this will be called the turret box. Now the point of this is our simple moving part to our toy, which is what the toy manufacturer has asked for. Okay, so from a bird's eye view, as you can tell, it looks like just another square on top of a square. So here's my square. So you can do this one of two ways. You can just go over the square again and draw the mast in the middle, like so. And you can also draw, the turrets on the side, like so. Or if you want to go one step further, you can draw your turret and your turret box off the side like so, and it just adds some more depth to your design, and it kind of shows that it's it's already moving. Okay, so I've got my box like so, and I'm going to add what I call is movement lines. So this just shows, it's almost like a universal thing, that this just shows that this is moving. You know, you see it in cartoons, but the eyebrows sticking up. Okay, so there's my basic sketch. I also want to smooth out these corners. I think I want more of a round boat, like so. So now I'm just going to perfect it. I'm going to rub out those lines that I've gone over. I'm just going to make sure that the sizes are correct. And I want you to take your time now. Probably limit to yourself to like 5-6 minutes. Okay, but I want you to sketch out one design. Pause this video, sketch out one design with a pencil. You don't need to add anything else at this stage, just want a rough outline in pencil. Okay, nothing else. So pause the video now, and then when you finish that, then come back and I will show you the next step. Oh, forgot to say, you don't have to do 2 turrets. You can do 1, you can do 3, you could add turrets to the other side. You don't have to design it like this. All you got to do is design a Navy battleship wooden toy with a simple moving part. I've had students add a propeller at the back. They've added like double levels. So your only rules is Navy battleship toy, and you're drawing it from a plan view, which is looking from above. Okay, thank you. Okay, so welcome back year 7 to the next step. So once we've got our basic sketch design, as you can see, I kind of neatened up the lines a little bit more with the design that I was happy with. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I've got my neatened up designs, got my movement lines, got my simple moving part, I've got my basic outline. Okay, so next step is to add tonal shading. Now, take a moment. Who knows what tonal shading is? That's right. So tonal shading is the light and dark of a colour. So if you've got colouring pencils, amazing. That's super amazing. I actually haven't got colouring pencils, so I'm going to do it in pencil, because you can add tonal shading with just pencil, because it's the lights and darks of grey, isn't it, instead. So you'll do this with colouring pencils, or if you haven't got access to that, then you can use a pencil. So one bit of advice before I actually get started is, imagine you've got like a little sun shining on your page. Okay, so I'll take one more step back really. Tonal shading, the reason why we add tonal shading to our designs is because it adds depth and realism to our designs. So we're showing the lights and darks. It's going to make it more 3D looking. Okay, so this is why I like to draw a little sun on my page, because then I can think that wherever, don't draw the sun rays. Okay, this is just to show you as an example. Wherever the sunlight is going to hit is going to be a lot lighter. I don't know if you can see the sun rays. Very faint. See, there's my little sun next to my name. And these are the rays that are hitting the boat. So where those rays hit the boat, my shading will be lighter, like so. Yeah, and wherever the sun doesn't shine, my shading will be darker. And I'm sure you can see that in the camera from afar. Okay, I'm going to show you a little trick. So, because it's 3D, we've got some curved edges. So no matter where the sun is anyway, the edges will always be that tiny bit darker, because it's, especially on these circular rounded edges, because that's how the light works. So if you want to go around the outline darker in the colour that you've chosen, And then I want you to go really lightly across the rest of it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, especially like, so how I'm holding my pencil, the flatness of the pencil on its side, and this way I get a very, very light colour. I'm hardly pressing down, I'm just kind of using like a swishy motion to move my pencil across the paper. So it's great to start off with the lightest colour, because then you can just go over it again. Okay, so over here on the turret, I'm just doing little lines in a different direction to make it darker. And then where the really dark point meets the next bit, I'm just going to go over it until it's blended in properly. If you got one of these little earbuds around, extra fancy, it helps you just blend in that much more, and it stops you getting a pencily finger. So I'll show you one more time before I let you go on. So over here I've got my light bit. Okay, that's where my sun's hitting it, so it's going to be really light. And then I'm just going to go back over what I've already done. Even with this blurry camera, you can see that it's already getting darker. I've already changed the direction that I went, and then I'm going to change the direction again, and I'm just going to go over part of that. I'm only doing the same pressure, okay? I'm applying the same pressure each time. It's just that each layer just makes it that bit darker, and as you can see, it blends in. So I'm going to just focus on it a bit if I can, so you can see that really it doesn't actually blend in. Really close up. But I'll get my earbud, and that just blends even better. Okay, it's gone a bit extra smudgy, so now it's gone less blended and more dark. But as you can see, it's gotten a little bit dark. Okay, so now guys, I want you to time yourselves for this. Okay, you've got more time at the end of this lesson to complete it if you don't finish it. But basically, I want you to time yourself. Give yourself 4-5 minutes now to practice your tonal shading, to get some tonal shading onto your first design. If you haven't finished and the 4 minutes are up, don't worry. Replay it, like continue with this video, and then once I've shown you the next step, then you can go back to finishing your tonal shading. Okay, so give yourself 4 minutes and then press play again on this video. Okay, year 7, so welcome back. Hopefully you've only spent around about 4 minutes on this. So I roughly spent 4 minutes on just adding some more tonal shading to my boat. So see, even I can't get it done in 4 minutes. I'm not expecting you to get it done in 4 minutes. You know what, I want that darker there, I think. Yeah, a little bit darker like that. Okay, so next step. So we've sketched it, we've added some tonal shading to give it depth, and now we need to explain our design to the viewer. Okay, so this could be the client, or just someone, maybe a manufacturer. Basically, we need to explain our design and let them know what's going on. So preferably I would like you to do this bit in pen, but if you want to write it in pencil first to make sure you don't get any mistakes, that's perfectly fine as well. Let's get rid of all these little extra lines. Get rid of my sun. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add labels and annotation. So what these are is labels tell the user exactly what something is. Okay, so for example, on this I'm going to label the turret a turret. An annotation would be explaining it further. So it's a turret, and it's made from a 6mm dowel, which you're welcome to steal. Okay, that's what this is called. Okay, it's a 6mm wide and circular piece of wood like that is called a dowel. Okay, so that's turret, 6mm dowel. Same with the mast. So I can't remember if I told you that this circle here is also mast. 6mm dowel as well. Other labels that you can add, I mean, I guess you could, that you see the turret box. Yeah, so turret box is our simple moving part. So other labels just by themselves, you've got the back of the boat. If you know the proper nautical slang, amazing. This is the nose of the boat. Especially if you weren't able to add colour, I need you to add a label explaining what colour you want to do it. So I'm going to say bubblegum camo, so like a bubblegum camouflage, you know, blues and pinks. Bubblegum camouflage colour, and I'm going to do, it's going to be painted with a varnish coating. Okay, so that's my little annotation there, is my painter, it's the colour, oh there we go, colour, and the annotation is painted with varnish, painted and varnish. So your next step here is to literally label everything you can. So you know, label, we've got these little crevices in, so as you can see on this wooden one, got these little gaps. Yeah, so turret box, oh sorry, you can't see, turret box, mast, turrets, nose, back of or bum of the boat, crevice, and of course you need to label your simple moving part because that is part of the design brief. Okay, so take a moment now to label as many things as you can think of with this boat. Do not forget the colour, even if you've coloured it. Okay, and then once you've done this, you can go back to finishing off the tonal shading. So once you've finished your sketch, your tonal shading, and all your labels and annotations, you can then move on to initial idea 2. So just in case you did miss it, once you've done your first initial, so the rest of your lesson you're spending finishing off the tonal shading after you've added all your labels and annotations, and then once you finish this first design, you're starting and hopefully finishing your second. Okay, thank you.